Hello everyone. I think we are live right now. So we are going to play as usual some rapid games and I will try to push up my chess rating and currently uh, my rating is something like 1376. So in this game I have the black pieces, so let me play pawn to e5 for this game. My opponent has played knight to f3, so I will go with knight c6 here. So he is playing Scotch Gambit, so let me just capture this pawn. Here the main move is to play knight f6, which I am going to play. Yes, so pawn e5 is also the best move here, and it is quite important here to play pawn to d5 move, which is a main move in this position. So let me see what my opponent plays here. So he goes for bishop b5, that is also good. So knight to e4 is the main move for this position right now. So now I have to play bishop to d7 here to support my knight. Let's see how it goes. So my opponent has castle in this position, so I think we can here just play bishop e7 for now, and we are also planning to short castle here. Let's see how it goes. So we can here capture with the pawn for now. Let's see. So let me just play knight to c5 here, and now my threat is to just eliminate white's light square bishop, which is quite dangerous in this diagonal. So we can here just capture it, or we can here do short set castling, which I think is also quite good. So my opponent has played b4 here, which is not a good move, I think, because here I can just play this move, and this pawn is also hanging, which I think we are going to capture it. So for now we are just a pawn up. Let's see how it goes. Pawn to f3 he has played, which again I don't really like it much, because I don't see any point of playing this move. Let me see what I can do here. So let me just play here bishop e6, and my plan is to go queen to d7 and put my bishop to this long diagonal, which I think will be quite good. On c3 he has played. Let me just reroute my bishop to b6 square, which I think will be quite important in this diagonal. Let's see what my opponent plays here. So he goes bishop to d4. Let me just play this bishop to b6, and if he capture my bishop, then I will take with this pawn. So he did not capture my bishop. So let me think what I can play here. First of all, I can do queen d7 for now, and just I connected both of my rooks here. That is also a good move, I suppose. Here I think I want to play pawn to c5, which I think will be quite good. And I can also here go for d4 here. Let me see if this is a good move or not. So there is a drawback for this move, because if I play d4 here, then this square will be quite weak. That's why I am thinking here to play d4 or to wait for some time. Let me see what I can do in meantime. So I can here go for bishop f5. Definitely this is a move. Or else I can also bring my rook to this file. Let me see what I am going to play here, because this is quite an important moment for me. Let me here just play this move. Queen to a4 for now, and we are hitting this pawn. Let's see how white save this. So here my opponent has played pawn to f4, and he wants to play pawn f5. This is quite dangerous for me. So let me see what I can do here. First of he- first of here First of all, in this position, I can play pawn to c4 here. Let me play this for now and see where the queen wants to go here. So he goes to b1. Let me just play rook b8. Now my threat is to play bishop into bishop check, and his queen will be gone. So he saves it by playing this. But in this position, this pawn is hanging, which I think I'm going to capture it. Yes, let me just take this pawn. So we have quite a less time here, so we have to play fast now. Let me just play queen to b3, and I want to exchange the queens. Of course, my opponent does not want to exchange. That's quite a good point. So let me just capture this and play pawn to c5 here. On s3 he has gone to. Let me just put my rook on the same file of white's queen, and we are also supporting this pawn just in case. Yes, right now this bishop is hang and white is also threatening to play this, so I think we can play here this move, which I think is a quite good option, because if he capture my bishop, just I can recapture it, and now my threat is to play this, and there will be this cover attack for white's queen. So it is quite important for white to find a good move here. Let's see what he plays. So let me just capture with the pawn, and these two central pawns are quite aggressive here, and he also want to exchange the queen, which I am quite happy to do it. Let me just capture this pawn. So for now we are sacrificing this pawn, but this pawn cannot be captured because there is so many threats. So this pawn is currently hanging, but I think we can play this move. So we are hitting this rook, and now in this position we can also go for this move, and there are so many threats now which my opponent has missed. So let me just play there, and now the threat is to play pawn to c2 here, and this rook will be hanging, which my opponent has missed again. So we will just win here, and we will win the game just in few moves right now. Let me just recapture and make a new queen again. We are now winning, just we have to find checkmate here. Let me start with this check and see where the king goes. If he go there, then we will sacrifice our rook, but he said this is too much for me, and he resigned here. Just in case if he goes to this square, then we can sacrifice our rook, and after recapturing we can give this check, and after this move we can play this check I think, and this is forced, then this will be checkmate. That's why here after this check my opponent has resigned the game. So we are going to play new game here. Let me search for it. Okay, so we are playing with the white pieces, and I am playing with the player from Netherlands. Yes, let me start the game with d4 here. Let me play here London system, which is quite a good opening, and this is very famous opening because lots of player plays this opening. Let me go with knight to f3 here, and I will play here c4, challenging black's center here. Just normal development, knight c3, maybe queen to b3 at some point, bishop d3, short castle. There will be no problem for us in this position, so that's quite good. Let me just ask question to the black bishop what he wants to play, because he can of course take our knight, then after queen takes we have now bishop pair advantage, which is quite good. Yes, let me play quite so For now this pawn is also hanging, which I think I will going to take, but then there is knight to b4 here. So for now let me just play here rook to c1 move. Now the threat is to capture this pawn, and after knight b4 we will just save our pawn by playing this, which our opponent has played knight to b4, which is I think quite a bad move because we can kick his knight from here. Oops, he has gone for knight d3 check, but my opponent has missed that our bishop is controlling this square, so this is a free knight, my friend, which I am going to happily capture it. That was a free knight which our opponent has gifted us. Let's see. So he has played rook e8 here, so we are going to also capture this pawn, and after knight capture we can try to exchange our queen because we are piece up here, so that will be quite beneficiary for us. And here there is also threat of knight c7, which our opponent has again missed, so let me just play it here. Now we are forking both of the black's rook here, which is, I must say, quite bad for black. Pawn e5 he has played. But I think we can capture this rook, and after pawn takes our bishop we can play knight into f6 check, and that will be GG. That's why our opponent has played knight capture. So let me just save this bishop because we could not have played bishop into pawn, because after bishop takes and if we recapture then our bishop will be hanging. That's why let me just make a short castle here and make our king safe. Let's see what my opponent plays here. So he has also captured this pawn, so let me just recapture with the queen and also protect my bishop here. So he also captured this pawn, but this is helping me to play rook d1 here. Now the rook and the queen is on the same file, so here the threat is to play bishop into g6. Let's see what my opponent plays here. So he goes for queen to f6, which is a good move, I think. Let me just play here. So for now we cannot play bishop e5 because this bishop is also controlling this square. That is the reason. Let me see what we can play here. We can here try to play this move, bishop e2, and try to open our rook's file, and we are also preparing to play something like bishop to g4 or bishop to f3 here. So knight g7 he has played, so now black is planning to play knight f5 here. We can try to stop it, or else we can here also play rook to d6 here. So now the queen is under attack. Queen does not have any square to go to, so this will be quite interesting what my opponent play here. Queen f5 he has gone to, but this move allows me to play this, I think. Or else we can also try to again hit his queen and see where does the queen goes. Queen a5 black has played. So for now we will try to play this move and try to give check here, but this square is for now controlled by both of his pieces, so that is not possible for now. Let me, so our bishop is hit here, so we must try to do something for it. Let me see what we can play. Let me just wait. I was about to play queen to d2, but that would be blunder because queen takes queen would happen. So for now we have to play this because we also have to control this square. That's why bishop d7 have to be played. So rook is also attacked here, so we have to do something for it. Let me just play this and hit his bishop here. So let me just save our queen here. And see what my opponent plays here, because okay, so he has gone to d8 square. So there is something like threat to play knight f5 here. Discover attack to our queen. So we have to do something against it. Maybe we can play bishop d6. Then again he can play this because there is double attack to our queen. So we have to do something for it. Let me just move my queen from here. Let me play here queen e3 and see what my opponent plays here, because right now I want to play this and try to exchange his bishop here. That's why he has gone here. So right now I am thinking to play queen to f4 here and just waiting to see what my opponent plays here. Now my plan is to just reroute my bishop to f6 square. From there the bishop will be controlling lots of dark square. So my opponent has also controlling this square, so if we play here this move, then he can also go for g5 here. Let me just play this move here, just making room for this bishop to come here and opening up our rook to go to the 7th rank. That will be quite important for us. G5 he has played, but I don't think this is a good move because he is just opening up his king position. Let me just capture it. So he took with the bishop, but that's not a problem for us because here we can try to play this move, and there is a plan of rerouting our bishop to this diagonal. So it is quite important for black to find a good move here. We have to see what our opponent plays here because this is quite a important moment for him. So he plays here this move, but let me just attack his queen here and see where he goes because there are not much square for black's queen to go to. Let's see where he goes right now. So black has returned to the same square where he came from. So let me see what I can play here. Maybe just let me play this move for now, just opening up the rook's file, and I am just waiting to see what my opponent plays here. He plays rook e8 here, which is a good move I think. We have to save our queen for now. Let me just go there. So queen b6 black has played. Let me just kick his queen from here. So we have to play fast here because our time is getting quite low here, so that's why. Let me just go here. Now we are hitting his bishop for now. And we are waiting to see what black have to do. So he gave a check here, but I think we can play this move right now. And this square is here control with my bishop, so there is no problem to worry about it. So I think our position is quite good here. Now we are also hitting his bishop, so he missed it. Let me just recapture it and see what he plays here. So his bishop is under attacked for now, so it is quite important for him to save it, but he does not save it, so I will just capture this. Now we are threatening to play bishop e5, threatening checkmate here, and also opening up our rook. Now I think this is just game over for him because he cannot able to do much against it. So he plays queen d3. Now our rook is under attack, but I think we can here play this move because if black captures our rook, then queen to g7 will be a checkmate. Now I think the game is simply over here because he cannot able to do anything for now. Let me just give a check here and see where he goes. So he played king to s7 here. Now we can here play this move, which is quite a good move because if he capture with the queen, then queen to g7 will be a checkmate, and if he try to play knight into bishop, then rook h8 will be a checkmate. So I think this is just game over for him. That was quite a good tactics to play in this game. Now the game is simply over. Now we will play this, and this is just a checkmate. This was quite a good game. Let me search for another one here, and we will here play knight to f6. So he goes for the London system, which we played in the first game. Let me just play pawn to e6 here, and we will just challenge his center by playing c5. So he supported it, so let me just capture it and play here. What we can play here? Can we give this check? I think we can. This is quite an important check for him. And now I'm thinking to play this. Now the knight is also under attack, and there is also a threat to play knight d5 here. So knight and bishop both are hit here. So it is quite hard for white to save it. So he is trying to play here, but I think let me see what we can do here, because we can exchange this bishop and we will have a bishop pair advantage, but I think let me just bring out my other knight here and see what happens. So he goes for g3 move, which I don't like it much because white wants to fianchetto his bishop, but what can we do? Let me just play b6 here, and we are also planning to bring our bishop to this diagonal. We will just exchange this and try to play bishop a6 here. Now white cannot do short castle because this square is controlled with my bishop, so it is quite worrying for white what he wants to play, and there is so much threats which white have to deal with. Let's see what happens here. So I am just waiting for my opponent to play some move. Maybe white can here do a long castle, but yeah, white can play it, but his queen will be quite exposed because c file is open here. Let's see what my opponent goes for. So he plays this move, which I don't like it much. He wants to play bishop d3 here. I have seen this plan, but in this position, I am thinking to play this. Pawn to g5, just hitting his knight here, and see where he wants to go. And again, when his knight goes something like knight g2 or knight d3, he has gone, but this is a bad move because here we can play this d5 move, and this bishop is also under attack, and we are also attacking his knight. So he captured our bishop here. So I think let me just take with the knight here, and his bishop is under attack for now. Hello IOX, what is your real name? We can definitely play, just send me a challenge and we can play. Let me just play here rook to c8 move. And see what my opponent plays here. So he plays pawn to a3. Now our knight is under attack. So can we do something interesting here? That is the question. Let me see. Let me just play this check, and he have to capture with the bishop here because he does not have much choices to play here. Now I think our position is quite good here. Guys, if you want to play, just send me a challenge on chess.com. We can play rapid game. Just make sure to send a casual challenge, not rated, and we can definitely play then. So white has played king to d2 here. Let me see what I am going to play because my bishop is also under attack. We can here play this move, which I am liking it, and we are hitting white's rook for now. Let's see where he places his rook in this position. So he plays rook to g1. We can here just play long castle here because still he cannot capture our bishop because knight was pinned here. Here, I was thinking to play this check, which I think is quite important. He can still play this move, but again after queen exchange we can play rook c2 check and this pawn would hang. That's the problem white is facing right now. So he plays king even here, but I am again not liking his choice. Here we can play this move. I think this is quite a good move. Now we are threatening to play bishop f3, and if we get a chance we can deliver a checkmate here. So white can play here rook to d1, which I definitely missed it. Let me see what we can do here. We can try to also exchange our queens here and grab this file for our rooks. Let's see. Let's see. We are just waiting for opponent's move here. So if white wants, white can play knight into bishop, but again we can exchange it. So he does not go for it. Let me just place our rook to the second rank of white. I think this would help me quite a lot. So this is not a good move because here is a bishop f3 move, which is quite a strong for now because we are hitting white's rook here, and I think just in few moves this game will be over because we can also bring our other rook to the c file and there will be backrank checkmate here, or else white would lose his rook. Let me just play here. Now the threat is to play rook check, which I'm not seeing how white can stop it. So if he takes this pawn, then after rook to c1 check, if he tries to run with the queen, then I will give check with other rook. Then after king d3, bishop e4 will be a checkmate. That is also a problem for him. So we just have to see what my opponent plays here. So he plays this, but this just loses I think everything. Just for once we can try to play this check, and after this we can go here. That will be a discover check. Yeah, that would also win us the game. This check is quite strong, and after this white is losing quite a lot of material here. We can play this check here, and we can also capture this rook. And here black has resigned, I mean white has resigned the game. So we have won the game. Let me search for a new game here, and we are playing with Indonesian player, I think. Yes. Let me start with pawn to e4 here. Game has been aborted, so let me search for a new game. And we are again playing with the black pieces. Right now we are playing with Saudi Arabia, I think. Yes. Let me play French defense here. We will go d5 here. Let me just play knight to f6, bishop d3, castling. We can also play here pawn to s6, just controlling this square. And let me just pin his knight here. We will go bishop to h5. Yes. Let me just play knight b to d7. And on the next move we can play here, I think. Let me play c6 here. We can here play this move, I think. So he cannot capture this knight, because after pawn takes there will be double attack here. So white have to be quite careful in this position. So he brought his knight back, but I am also not liking this move, because we can play here bishop to g6 and we are eyeing white's queen here. Let me just capture with the pawn, and now we can also try to play f4 in some time. That would be quite interesting for us, but let's see. So he wants to exchange our bishop, but I am not going to exchange, because our plan is to just play this and try to play for g5 here. Let me just place our bishop to f7 square, and we are controlling this diagonal also, and also we are opening this pawn to go for action. So he sacrifices this, but I don't think this is a good sacrifice, because we have control with our queen, which I think my opponent has missed it. Let me just take the free queen, and we will win the game in just few moves, because we have so much material advantage. Sad news for our opponent. What can we do? Okay, again our opponent has resigned the game. So guys, if you want to play, then you can send me a challenge on chess.com. See my handle, it is just your chess friend 14, and you can play with me. So let me play Sicilian defense. So this was the third game back to back with the black pieces. What is chess.com doing with us? I am not sure. They are just giving us the black pieces. Okay, so he is going for anti-Sicilian by playing b3 and he wants to fianchetto his bishop here. Let me just play solid chess and we... Okay, this is not a good idea for him to play b3 and try for d4 here because there are quite a lot of dark square in black, I mean in white's position. So g6 I don't think is a good move because he can play this, and if we go for bishop g7 then there is knight into c6 attacking our queen and also our bishop. So let me just play knight f6 here. Okay, we will just block this and there is now a threat to play something like queen a5 check. This pawn is also hanging for now. So how white is going to save this? This was the question. Bishop b2 my opponent has played. Let me see what we can do here. We can of course capture this pawn which I am liking the most, which I think I am going to do because this is a free pawn and we like free pawns. Let's see what was white's idea to play this. Also here he's also, we can also capture this but I don't think that would be good. So we can also try to play this move which I'm liking the most I think. Yeah, why not just protect our knight which is on the quite a good square, so just making sure to save it. Let me just play this move and I am just trying to develop my bishop here, so we have to see what our opponent tries here. So he wants to exchange the knights. I think I will return here. I don't want to exchange the knight. Now our plan is to just play bishop d6 here. So he exchanges this, so let me just capture with the pawn here hitting his bishop. So bishop d3 is somewhat forced here. We are going to play bishop d6 here and try to play queen c7 on the next move, trying to hit this pawn of white. Let's see what white plays here. Maybe white can try to bring his knight to this square, which I think would be also good. So it totally depends on white what he wants to do. So he plays g3 here, which I don't like much because this is just weakening lots of light square for white, and I will try to play pawn to s5 and go for pawn s4 here. Queen f3 he has played. So let me just go for pawn to s4, and if he try to capture this then We can also try to exchange the queens, or else we can also play pawn into bishop. Okay, so for now I am lacking the idea of playing g into f6 here. I think this is quite a good move because our king is quite safe in the center. We can something like play this move and try to bring our queen to this square. Okay, let's see. What's his idea here? So this is a good move which my opponent has found. So let's see. Let me just play queen to e7 here and see what he plays. Our plan is to play this and this. Okay, so he plays this move. Let me just hit his rook here, and we are also supporting this pawn of ours. Now our plan is to play this and this. For now, can I play this? This is the question. I think I can, but I'm just making sure. I think we can play it, so I'm going to. Now the threat is to play this move that would also attack white's knight. So white has to be quite careful in this position. Guys, make sure to like the stream, so that would help the channel. YouTube will also recommend our stream to others. So if you guys are liking this stream, so make sure to also like the video. So he exchanges this, so let me just capture with this pawn. Now we are threatening to go there. Let's see what he plays. Queen g4 he has gone to, but I don't think this is a good move. For now, let me just play this and see what he does. This is a important moment. Which pawn capture is the best here? Let's see. I think this is the best move, but we have to see what our opponent plays here, because that is also important. Yes, so he found the best move. If we play queen s6, hitting his knight and threatening to play queen into s2, then he can try rook e2 here. So he found the best move. So yeah, no problem. Let me just play this move anyway and see what white plays here. So he can either play rook e2 or queen to e2. Both moves are looking good for him. But the question is what he wants to play. He can also play here knight f3 move, which I also missed. But he goes for pawn to s4, which is just a blunder because this knight is simply hanging, my friend. You missed it. What can I do? Now we are just a piece up. Now we are winning the game. Let's see. So he plays bishop to g6. What is the idea? We can also capture this, which I am liking the most. But here I have simply a good move here, which you guys can try to find it. So in this position we can play queen to d4 check, and when he capture our queen, then we will capture and give same check with the bishop, and after king to g2 we can also capture this bishop. That would also be hanging, so this check is simply winning us the game, which I think my opponent has missed it. So I think now the game is simply over because we are quite a lot of materials up. We will have two extras piece up. That would be quite a lot. So I think our opponent is going to resign or think what to do here. Let's see what my opponent plays. This is an important moment for him. Okay, so he decided to left the game. No problem, my friend. We will play new game here. So I think we are playing with a player from Afghanistan. Yes, I was right again. Let me start with d4 here. He plays French defense. Let me play just d4. Let me play d5 here. He plays bishop d6, which I am not liking much. Let me just play this. We will save the check by developing our bishop here. We will also make sure to keep our king safe. And we will also bring our rook to the open file. Let me just play knight a3 here. Now my plan is to play knight to c4 or knight to b5 here. So he plays pawn a6, stopping knight b5, but we can play knight to c4, hitting his bishop for now. So the bishop has not much square to go to. So he plays queen to c7, saving his bishop. Let me stop his pawn push here by playing pawn to a4, just controlling the b5 square for now. So he plays b6 here. Maybe he wants to play this move. Okay. What we can do here, we can try this move here, but then I'm worrying about this. So what can we do? Bishop g5, then he can play knight to e4 here. This is the problem. We can also play here pawn to a5 here, and after b5 we can play knight to b6 here, but then he can save his rook by playing rook a7. I don't think we would get much after that. For now, let me just play this and see what he does. So he plays bishop e7, which is a blunder because there is a d6 move forking both of his queen and also the bishop, which I think my opponent has missed. So we are just, let me just capture with the knight. So we are just waiting for opponent response, what he wants to do. So he goes knight to g4. There is also a move of this, and after that this rook is also hanging. So there is quite a lot of problem for black here. Both of these squares control with the knight and with the bishop, so I think it is just game over for him. Let's see what he plays. So he goes bishop to b7. I think we can try here to play knight to h4, just attacking his knight. And we also want to play knight f5 on the next move. So I think there is not much choice for my opponent to do here. The game is simply over for him. We just have to see when he resign the game or when he get checkmated, because Knight f5, bishop d3, queen h5 are also coming here. Now the knight is hit, so he have to save the knight. He sacrifices his knight, which we will happily take it. And now our plan is to play bishop d3. So he goes rook to e8. Now we cannot capture this. So let me just play this move for now. We are hitting his bishop here. Knight and bishop both are attacking it, so he capture. Now we will play queen into f3, hitting his rook and also threatening queen into f7 check. That would win us the game. So he captured it, so let me just take his rook. Now the threat is to play this. Okay, so I missed this move. No problem, we are still winning the game. On the next move, we can capture his rook. And this knight is also pinned, so he have to save it by playing something like this. Or he can play this. Let's see what he does. Because his knight is hit right now, so he have to save it. So he goes here. Let me just bring my rook to this file here, and when he moves his knight, then there will be rook e8, pinning his queen and winning the game. He goes for g5, but my friend, this should not help you, because we can play here knight to f5. Now this knight is controlling this square, this square. Now the game is simply over for him. Let's see what he does here. So he also pushes this pawn too, which I must say is, what shall I say? I don't have much to say in this position. We can play this check and try to play rook e5, but again we have to find something concrete here. Let's see. Let me just play here king to g2, just waiting for his move, what he wants to do. Because this position is quite tough for him, he can't play something else. Maybe he wants to go to h4 here, but again that would not help him much. We can just play this move, or we can also try to play pawn into pawn. Okay, he goes for this, but as I said earlier, when he moves this knight, then there will be rook e8 move, which I think I am going to play. Now his queen is also pinned, so the game is simply over right now. So let's see what he does here. Let's see what he does here. Now the game is simply over. We can capture this, and there will be checkmate in just few moves. On the next move there will be queen to g7 and that will be just game over for my opponent. GG. Let me search for a new game here, and we are again playing with a player from Indonesia. Let me start by playing d4 here. Let me play here pawn to c4 for this one. He is going g6 here. Okay, that's not a problem for us. We will go knight to c3 and try to play here for pawn to e4, just controlling lots of square in the center. Knight e7 he has gone to, so I think I will play pawn to f4 here and try to go knight f3, bishop d3 here. Let me play knight to f3 here. Now these squares, these pawns are monstrous looking pawns. Let me just develop this bishop here and see. Okay, castles here. We can try to play pawn to s5 and try to checkmate his king on the king side. Let's play pawn to s5. Not think much here. Okay, he wants to go knight to g4 here. Let me just kick his bishop from here. And we will play knight to g5 here, just controlling this square. And we are also preparing bishop e2 here. He goes knight to s5, which I'm not liking much what he wants to do. So after bishop e2 he can play this move. Okay, I can see bro what he wants to do, but let me just play. Wait a second. Let me just go here and just controlling this square, and we are also preparing bishop e2 here. Pawn f5 he has gone to, but we will just close this by playing this move, and this knight has also not many square to go to. Now black's position is just positionally lost because we can also push this pawn, or we can play here. Now the knight is hit and the knight has no square to go to. I think this game is simply over. My opponent has played quite a passive opening. What we can do? We can't do much. Let me just capture this. We can either try to capture with this. Let's see what he does. So there is a choice of playing queen into pawn or rook into pawn. I am debating what I shall do. Let me just capture with the rook. Why shall I bring my queen? I don't see any point. And we will try to play this and this. So he placed knight to g6. Okay, let me see what I can do. This bishop has also no square to go to. If he plays just solid chess, we will win definitely after some time. I'm just thinking how shall I proceed the game. We either wants to play for g4, but our king is here, so let me just play here queen to f3, and we are also opening this rank for our rook to come. Bishop d7 he has gone, so let me just play here, and both our rooks are on quite a good square. Okay, so he attacking our queen. I mean, let me just save it. We are hitting this pawn also. And we were also trying to play this, which I think my opponent has missed. Let me just push this pawn, and the queen is under attack. We can also try to capture this, but let me first see where he goes. Okay, he plays queen to a6. If we capture on e6, then he will recapture with the bishop, which I am not liking much. So I am just trying to play this. Now his knight has also no square to go to, which is quite a bad situation for him. So he wants to play b4. Let me just stop it. Now this position is simply over for him. He does not have many choices. I will try to play this maneuver also. So yeah, I don't see much point what black wants to do. Okay, I see one thing. Maybe he wants to do this, but the question remains the same. After this, we can capture this. I mean this. So again, I don't seeing much point. So if we capture this, then he wants to play this move. So smart, so smart. My opponent is so smart. So let's see what we can do here. Let me just play this move. This king is also playing a quite a active role, so the pawn is also supported by the king. Let's see what he does here, because now if he tries to play c5, then we will definitely recapture it. This position is quite bad for my opponent because his knight cannot move and his bishop cannot move. Okay, he wants to go for b4 here. Let me just play this move for now. And I am planning to play this move next. So first of all we have to save this. So let me just capture this for once and see. We will go here and try to play this move, knight b6 on the next. If he plays this, then there is knight to b6 hitting this, and if he plays there, then after knight into bishop there will be fork. So I think this is a good move. Now this pawn is also under attack. So for him, I don't see much point what he shall do or what he shall not do. Let's see. So I think the game is simply over for him. because I'm also threatening this and also threatening this. So if black plays queen into bishop, then there will be knight into d7, and there is a fork between queen and the rook. So that will also be game over for him. So he does go for it, but my friend, what are you planning after this move? Because this is a fork. We will just capture this, and so he cannot play this move because there will be another fork after this. I think I missed this check, which is quite bad, to be honest, because I did not see this. Now the position is getting quite complicated. So this rook is supporting this square, so I think I am safe for now, but I should not have missed this move because that's not how we play. We play safe chess, we play good chess. Let's see. So he capture with this. Let me just play, let me just play, let me just play. Then there will be queen f3 check. So we have to be careful here. We shall not. Let me just exchange the queen if we can, because that would help us quite a lot. But this position is getting out of hand for me. So it does not want to exchange the queen. No problem. We are just playing this, and we are also saving our pawn. Let's see how our opponent wants to continue this game. You can here also play this move, which is also good. Let's see, let's see. So he plays this. Let me go here, attacking his queen for now, and we are also threatening to play this check. Let's see what he plays here. King f7 have to be played because this check, I mean this move was quite bad because there is this move here right now, or this check is also fine because we will capture with the check here. After king f7 there will be this check, so I think the game is simply over for him. This check, and there is, okay, so let me see, we can play here. I think this check I can do definitely. Let me play it, and if he pawn takes, then this is just a checkmate, my friend, which my opponent has missed. So GG, good game. Let me search for a new game here, and we are again playing with an Indonesian player. Oh sorry, this was Poland, my bad. Let me play King's Indian attack for now and see how it goes. Okay, so we can either go for bishop to c4, or we can try to pinch it to this. But I think bishop c4 is fine here, so I will just play this. Let me castle south side, b5. We can play bishop d3, I think. Okay, no problem. So let me just go queen to e2 here. Okay, so he wants to play knight to f4, which we shall have to stop by playing g3. Okay, no problem. So he shot castle here. Let me just play here knight to b3 here. Now my plan is to play bishop e3, rook to d1. That's what I'm going to do here. So he came back. Let me just go here. This pawn is currently supported. Okay, so we will just play this and we will come back. Now my plan is to bring my knight to f5 square, which I think I am going to do. This square is quite good. He can of course play c4, but then I will come here. What is this move? I can simply capture it, no? And I'm also hitting this. This knight is supported by my pawn. So my opponent has resigned the game. Okay, let me just play a new game here. And we are pushing towards 1500. Let me go d5 here. So I'm playing from the player Albania. Let me just take all the central square. I won't left any. Let me also play this. I think he wants to play this setup. Okay. We can try to capture this by playing this. I know this position is quite good, but we shall see what happens. Let me just south side castle here. Okay, so he wants to play b4, so let me stop it. Now this square is also control. Let me see what we can do. Hmm. Let me just play here, just controlling this signal, saving this pawn, so everything is good for now. He goes here, which allows this pawn to be pushed, which I'm liking. That's why I played here. Now the position is quite bad for him because these pawns are so strong in the center. So let's see what he do here. Rook even he has played, so let me just save this by playing here. And If he tries to play here, then we can also push the pawn. All the pawns are looking quite dangerous for him. So he is exerting more pressure. Let me just save it by bringing this rook towards the center. Now every pieces of ours are quite active. So he definitely wants to play this, but let me just play here and we will try to go pawn to e3 on the next move. That would be quite good for us. So, bro, this pawn is not hanging. Let me just capture it. And here we can capture with this. Then he will take, and after capturing, he will capture this pawn. So that's the problem. How shall we continue here? We can also try to capture with this pawn. I mean with bishops. But but let me just capture this, and if we try to capture this, then we will fork him by playing this move. I think this is the move that my opponent has missed, and so he's trying to pin us by playing this move, which is, I must say, is a good move. We shall just have to go here, and I am now threatening to play this move, and after this I am trying to fork him. Let's see how he save it. So he captured this. Let me just take it for once. Okay, now the point is I have to capture this also. Okay, I don't see anything for him here, because on the next move we can try to play this, and this is a fork. When he capture our rook, then we will play this check, and we could have captured this, and now this is just hanging, my friend. Let me just capture this. Now the game is simply over for him. Now I'm hitting his bishop and trying to exchange it, but of course my opponent could not allow it. That's why he plays there. Let me just what shall I do? We have to exchange this rook for now. So let me try to exchange the rooks. Okay, so he goes rook f4 here. Let me just come here because when he capture this, then there will be rook a1 pinning his bishop, and on the next move we can also capture him. Let me just go here, and now I'm threatening to play this check. That would lose his rook or what. Let me play here, and now I'm threatening to. Okay. Now I'm threatening to give this check. Let me just play here. Now there is a threat of discover check, and also I'm threatening to play this and this. Okay, let me go. I'm looking for checkmate, but I'm not finding it, so let me just play this move. We are hitting his pawn for now. Okay, so now I'm going to play this move. We are sacrificing this, but we are also threatening to play this check. This, that would be checkmate, so let me play this thing. I think the game is simply over for him. Let me just play this, and we will go here. Yes. Now the threat is to play this check. He can try to push his pawn, but can we play here? I think we can. Now the threat is to play this. Wait. Oh shit. I blundered this game. I have blundered this game, man. I was planning to play this and this checkmate, but this is a checkmate which I have missed, of course. This is not good. Okay, let me play this check. And we have to defend this position right now, which I'm not thinking we can save it, but let's try. Let's try to save it somehow. And I'm planning to attack this pawn. I have to save it, but this is a check again. What can I do? This check I missed again, so Now I think the game is simply over for me. This pawn would also hang now. Let's see if we find this check or not. Hello, Spanish country ball. How are you? Yeah, good to know Spanish. Uh, I am also fine. So, this is the first time I am seeing you on my stream. So, will you play chess? Will you play chess, Spanish country ball? If you don't mind asking me. I am in a very tough position right now because I just losing the winning game. What can we do? Now this is also a check. I am just missing everything. No problem, Spanish. 200 elo is also decent because everyone start from the beginning. So when did you start playing? When did you start playing Spanish? Okay, just a month ago. So you started 1 month ago and your rating is 200, which is not that bad. That must I say. Which is not that bad. I am just losing this game. So very bad position for me. I also cannot try to save this pawn by playing king to h5 because then he will play rook f6, then there will be unstoppable checkmate. There will be unstoppable checkmate. Wait, let me see. Rook f6, then also my king has no much square to go to. But again, I don't think that position I can save. Let me just go there and try to win on time. Which I'm also not sure that will happen because he is just too much point up. But we have to try. We have to try everything to win the game. We have to try everything to win the game. Let me just give this check. Let me go here and hope for the best. Let's see if I can win. If I can win by flagging him. This is quite interesting. So let's see. Let me just wait here. Let me go here. We are just trying to win with time. But in fact, there I'm also not sure what would happen. So he's planning to give this check. My opponent has played quite a good game, I must say. Let me go here. Okay, he wants to come here, so let me stop him. Let me attack his bishop for now. Okay, let's play fast. Let's play fast. Oh my god. We won, guys. We won. We won. I can't believe it. How can we win this position? How can we win this position? I can't believe it. Quite a tough game for me. So I was winning from the start, but look, I am just playing with an extra rook. But after few moves, I was trying to deliver checkmate, but then I forget to stop this pawn. This pawn became quite strong here. So this move was a blunder for me. So in this position, I should have find a best move because I am still winning this game. So I was not sure what was the best move here. Let me see again. So I think we could have played here this move. No, this is also bad move. So let me see again. So yes, in this point, let me see with the computer. What is he saying here? Yeah, so computer is saying to just play this move and try to stop this pawn from winning, because when he pushes pawn, then we can play this move. Now the threat is to play this check, so I think that would win us the game. So yeah, I thought you were gonna win on time. Yes, that's why I did not resign the game. So that's why I was playing for the time, because my opponent has quite a less time in compare with me, so that's why I was playing. So I must say I should not have missed here. So I played here this. So my idea was to something like, for example, just play a random move, and my plan was to play this, and there was a unstoppable checkmate here because he cannot stop it, because this is also simply bad for him. So but the point is, after playing this move, I forgot about this pawn. So this pawn push is quite strong, and from there I cannot able to stop this pawn because both of the squares are controlled with the bishop, and also I cannot come here because then he will simply take me, and here I cannot also play rook to a8 move trying to stop the pawn because there was rook b8 check from him. That's why here I had to play this check. Wait, this check to just sacrifice my knight and try to stop the pawn from here, but this is just losing for me. But again, what shall I say? I was quite lucky to win this game. So yeah, I think this is all for today's stream. So Spanish, you were the first chatter to come to my stream today. So welcome again. And so let's see. So yes, we can try to stream tomorrow also. So do make sure to subscribe the channel, and if you get the time, so you can try to hop in the stream. So let's see guys. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.